were made up of Bhumika, myself, Alma, Abitu, Martin, Alap, Dianesh, and Avani. And we set out to automate data processing using shell script and Linux commands as we've been going over the last few weeks. So our project overview, as you'll see on the next slide, we wanted to automate the process and just do all in one. We wanted to manage and clean multiple data sets, in this case being CSV files using shell scripting and Linux commands. Within doing that, it's not just combining them structurally, it's also ensuring data accuracy, doing that efficiently, and making sure we remove duplicates, filtering test data, and reorganizing columns for better analysis. That's the challenge we had before us. So an overview of our files. As I mentioned, there were 3 CSV files. They all had different components. What we were able to do was identify the common columns, not necessarily keys, in that we wanted to identify keys, but there was also ID, date, a first name, an email, and credit card. We were able to visually see some of the duplicates and identify the test data. That way we'd be able to validate our results as we went along. And so as we started our process, this would be our shell scripting implementation. We wanted to use a single shell script, it's a little bit of a tongue twister, to automate the entire process to, as I mentioned, we had multiple purposes here. We wanted to clean and manage the CSV files. So the key commands that we used were echo, cat, oct, awk, sort, unique, grep, and WC-L. So when Bhumika, who's going to do the live demonstration next, you'll see that the script execution will show the data creation, then merging the 3 disparate data sets. We'll clean it, sort it, reorganize and filter. And as I mentioned, doing validation as we go along, we'll do data counting. The purpose of that is to make sure we're getting the expected results and then display those results. So from there, as I mentioned, Bhumika is going to do the live demo to show exactly what I've set the stage for. So I'll hand it over to Bhumika.
Thank you, Alma, for giving us the project overview. Now I will just give you the live demo how we run the script using the AWS console. So to do that, we will first go to the AWS EC2 and then we connect to the EC2 instance. Hello?
Your voice is coming lighter.
Oh, so is it better now? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hello?
Your voice is
Of course, we can hear you.
Yeah. It's lighter. Sometimes your voice is coming lighter.
Okay. I'll try
Can
to
you speak up? Yeah.
Sure. So after logging into the EC2 instance, we establish the connection to the EC2, and then we open the terminal, and here we'll create a script using the VI editor. VI editor will create a script, VI project.sh, and now we'll the script is here. We'll copy and paste the script into the VI editor. Now I will walk you through the script first. So first we begin with creating the data directory for the project. Then we ensure the directory is created, and then we navigate that to the project and confirm the location of the project directory. Then we use the echo e command, which allow us to create the CSV file that Alma mentioned. We have the raw data which has the ID, first name, email, and the credit card information. Then using the cat command, we merge the data into one CSV file. To confirm our data is merged in the one file, here we use the command cat data.csv to view the merged data file, and we label that file using the echo e. Then we count the records of the merged data files using the WC-L. Then as we noticed, there are some duplicates. So then we wanted to know how many unique records are there. So for that, we used the unique WC minus L, which gives us the total number of the unique records. Then to view the unique records, again we use the cat command. And we have some sensitive data information on the, so we want to remove the credit card information. So for that, we use the AWK script, which remove the credit card information and save the data into the new CSV file, which is no credit data CSV file. Then we sort the data by email ID using the sort -t command. Then here we are again displaying the result. We want to make sure our program runs through and it displays the data. It sorts the data by email ID. Then we reorganize the column by first name, email, date, and the ID. For that, I use the header here because our data doesn't have the header, so I use the header. And then I use the AWK command to reorganize the columns. Then we filter out some test data, since our data has some test data also. So for that, we use the grep -v, which remove all the test data from the records. And then we created the one CSV file with the good data, which is the clean data. Then we count the total number of records into the clean data file. And then we count the data by email. So how many records are Gmails and how many records we are having for the Yahoo account. And then we finally we displayed the data into the final CSV file. And then we displayed the total number of records, total number of emails, total number of Yahoo accounts. Now we will run this script. So for that, first we need to give the permission. So for that, we will use the chmod command. And to run the script, we use the /project.sh command. And as you can see, it runs the script, and you can see our results. So this is the data from the 3 different files. We have total 30 records, and our unique records are total 10. And this is what the unique data looks like. Then we remove the credit card information from the data. And as we can see here, we sort the data by email, then reorganize the data, reorganize the columns, first name, email, date, and ID. Then remove the test data from the merge data. And then as we can see, we have total number of records, good data, total records are 8, and we have 5 records with the Gmail emails, and we have 3 records with the Yahoo email. So this is what our final process data looks like it, and this is the summary of our data. So that's all I have. Any questions?
You are mute.
I think excellent way you are documenting in your script and presenting. So perfect. I think you not only accomplish the task, but the way you use the echo command, it kind of shows the task and the result. So nice way to run the script. Now question for you. Let's say if you want to automate this, what kind of activity would you do? Because right now we're running manually, but if you want to do automation, what could you do?
I'm not, like if anybody wants to help me, I'm not sure what else I can add into that, but it will be better. Like right now we are adding the data manually, but I'm not sure how I can add read the files from the machine. Read the data.
Anyone from your group want to add?
Well, a couple of ways, either with user prompts looking for user data as you're entering new records, or doing a grab from a data source, whether it's a file transfer or if it's a data set that's on a server or website somewhere, we could add that.
What about the script executions? Can you schedule a job?
With the cron
Yes.
feature?
Yes. So have you guys tried that, like running as a cron?
No.
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 Do you know how to do
We
it?
did not.
I don't know how to do that.
Yeah, I think that's what we learned in.
Yeah, I may have to look it
last
up. I think we learned that in the last lecture.
Last,
Yes.
Yes,
Basically,
it was the last.
correct. Basically, what I think, first of all, the script, what you have, you just need to add a CD command and then create a
Okay.
cron schedule around it, and it will work. And what I would do is right now your script has data. Rather than you should read files from a folder, and you can keep adding file, and your script will generate. You can write, instead of writing in console, write in a log, and as you add the file, script will run. You can run every 2 minutes. Script will run.
Right.
And this similar example we used to do in CS. In CS, when POS, point of service, gives what you call the transaction files, the transaction file comes like every 1 hour. So we have script which kind of combine and generate a daily file. So every 1 hour you get every 1 hour you get a file, combine, and then create a daily file, and then daily will combine as a weekly combine as a monthly. But this is automated job, so very good. Now let's say if somebody asks, oh wow, you're doing credit card. How would you secure credit card details? Would you present on screen? Would you store credit card details on a file? What would you do?
Maybe there will be a command to lock the view of the credit card information. Is there? I'm not sure.
Any
We
suggestion?
use
Like
zip command.
no, zip command will like compress the file. But let's say you have credit card, and if credit card file, what you are storing on your Linux box, if someone has access to that file, they can make misuse, right? So how do you protect that credit card information, so sensitive information?
Crypted code, like we change the code to crypted or something.
How would you do that?
I don't know what tool we need to use, but we should, use crypted script.
So do you believe that any credit card related details must be encrypted?
Yes.
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 Right. Now let's say if somebody asks, like you are doing processing, right? And your server is right now slow, and your data is large volume. That's large volume means you have 100 billion records in your files, and your job is really taking time. What are the creative ways you can process this job faster? Let me repeat. Right now your data is very tiny, so you're able to process like in less than a minute. But if you have 100 billion rows, how would you speed up the processing part?
Don't you send it to the background, have it process in the background, or did that have to do with scheduling?
If you do
No, that was so you could walk away and have it still.
If you do background, it will still take similar time, right?
Yeah,
that's
just so you could walk away.
It will still take time. I want speed. How can I increase the speed?
We can run Linux code using Hadoop.
Very good, very good. That's one approach. What else?
That's
If you have 100 billion lines of like credit card, and if you have only one job running, it may take a days to process, right? Any other creative ideas you can think about?
There is a way you taught us, like, we can run the code in the background of the machine, not display.
No, that is fine, but that will still be one program, right? Foreground or background still be one program. How can you process?
Parallel processing. Parallel processing.
Yeah, I think you did explain this while creating the instance. We can That is something we can add another process or something to speed up the process. I'm not sure if that is the right term.
Yeah, so this kind of question you may be asking in interview,
Right.
because the correct answer is there are many.
Mhm.
One is you are using what you call AWS, so you can have multiple EC2 starts. When you slice the file, the command called split. Using split command, you slice the file, and you can say first 100,000 one machine will process. Similar job, another 100,000 other machine will process. So you can use multiple machines. Make sense? Or in the same machine, you can create multiple files, like you can copy, like file 1, file 2, file 3, and file 1 can read from like directory 1, file 2 read directory 2. So you need to be parallelized. You need to do parallel processing. Otherwise, same program can be done multiple times, but you need to be a little bit creative, because if your file is large, it will take a long time.
Right.
To run this parallel processing, Tushar, we need to have more cores, right? Multiple cores in the machine.
Ideally, yes, but you don't need it. Ideally, yes, but you don't need it. If you have it, great, you can maximize it. But if you use, like example, the script you have, right? Let's say I created two scripts, right? One is in A folder and one is in B folder, and I can run parallel. Linux by default allows multiple parallel. That's why Hadoop use Linux as a parallel advantage. So even though you have one core, you can still run parallel. It will be a little slow, but it will be still faster than one program is running.
I see. I have another question, if you allow me, if you have time.
Yeah.
I have Ubuntu in my machine.
Mm-hmm.
Is it possible to set parallel processing to run some, complicated programs?
You can.
Like,
you can. So the way, let me share my screen for a second so you can understand. This is something you all have to understand how it works, but I'll take a few seconds just to give idea how you do that. So like example, in case if you don't know, you can run split command. So file 1, you create file 2, and you can create file 3. You can say split command, how big the file is. So now you have file 3 files, just an example. And your script, right? So your script, so you know the script, like example script 1.sh, you can pass file name. So first you pass file 1, right? So the program will read the file. So right now you're using cat command. Rather than using cat command, you can say cat space $1. Make sense on $1 is your file name. It will pick up, and just use ampersand. Ampersand means this will run in the background. And then while it is running background, copy this thing and you will file 2 and run a background. And then this one run in background. Now your Linux will process 3 files parallel. Same program. You already know how to pass parameter $1, $2, $3. Yes or no? This saved my life actually. When I was in Chrysler, we used to have a large file and it used to take 18 hours. How many? 18 hours. And that time big data was not that popular. I'm talking about 2000, 2001. But this way you can ampersand, it sends file in the background. So when it sends in background, you get a prompt right away. It means you run another program. And all those programs will run parallel. And the way you do is each program output should, so you need to do a little bit magic. It won't work if you don't do magic. So like example, you can also do like this, output 1, right? You can also do output 2. Make sense or no? You have to be a little bit careful, because otherwise you should not overwrite each other input output, right? You need to be careful. So output 3. And once you have that, you merge that output, right? So you can say cat output 1, output 2, output 3, and then generate final output or something. Make sense? So this creativity is very important. Otherwise, you will spend more time, because most of the time your file will be huge. Big data is a very good answer, but if you don't know big data, you can still use Linux. Linux can do parallel processing. Good. Any questions before we give a second?
Really good for my job.
No.
I try magnets, I run many different models, and it takes a week like that.
You can
That's
call
why I search for the core numbers of my machine.
That for Windows. In Windows, normally it works core because Windows does parallel processing based on core. Linux has a beautiful concept called, background. Linux does Linux. So there is if you go in detail, Linux operating system is called very different operating system compared to Windows. So Windows, see how many CPU you have and then process. But Linux is very different. So that's why this process, the approach which I mentioned, it's a very simple approach. You don't have to write a whole new file. Same program will work. And you don't have to use multiple machines. But let's say you have huge file, then you can run 3 programs in one machine. You can start another machine and another 3 programs. Makes sense or not? It used to take, let's say, 18 hours. It will take less than 2 hours. Yes.
So this relating to our project, right? So we could have done the same thing and just put like data cell 1, data cell 2.
Yeah, you can do that.
And you're taking the original 100 billion lines of data, dividing it into the 3 files.
Yeah. So if you go to our forum, there's a command called split. Split minus, and then you can say how many files I need to split. So whole file, you can say I want 4 slices. You can do that. And now you can also do conditional slice. So like the example, I want Chrysler in one file, Dodge in one file, Jeep in one file, and you do parallel processing. Sometimes it is necessary. So be creative because you may be expecting such kind of questions in an interview. But good.
In this group, myself, Priyank, and Taiwo, we work together and then communicated well and posted our result in a WhatsApp group. And then we achieved some results for this project. Please enjoy our presentation. And this is a result on the left, what we created CSV file for data 1, data 2, and data 3. And to get this result, we use it AWS EC2 or Ubuntu in our machine. And here I used Ubuntu instead of EC2 instance in the AWS Management Console. And we used shell scripting and Linux code like cat and displayed file content like this. And next we used, it's jumping my slide. Okay, next we used a cat command again and combined the 3 different CSV files and put them under the file name data.csv. And then we used cat command again, and then open file content and displayed like this. Then we counted how many lines in this file using count WC command of Linux. This is the code we run. And then we counted how many unique line exists in this file. For that, we ran this command in Linux. For this one, I used Ubuntu in my local machine. And next, we checked the data sensitivity. For example, in our data, we had column for credit card information. And we wanted to eliminate that column. And to do that, we used Linux AWK command, and then we ran this command line. And then you can see we had a credit card column on the top of this file, and now we don't have it because we eliminated. Then we saved this file under the name nocredit.csv. After that, we counted people who has Yahoo email address or Gmail email for them. And then we found one person use Yahoo email, and then 3 person in this file uses Gmail. And moving on, Priyank will provide you more information that we find for this project. Priyank?
Yep. Thank you, Maliki. So, so I think so now let's talk about the challenge is how Maliki was explaining before. So we have to do those into our automation workflow. So we begin with our data aggregation. So like Maliki mentioning, so we have used cat command. So also we have the sensitive data removal. So we have to protect customer information into our process. So also we did some sorting to sort our data, so like easy to read or for the if someone look into the file. Also we have like we remove the duplicate from our like raw data, so there is have. So in the next slide, so we have the automation part for like how we done for the next slide. So in this, as a building on the previous step, so here the second part of our automation. So we did some column reorganization. So we use a while if. Also we have done with our AWK command. So we reorganize our columns. Also we have done data filtering. So we use our graph file. So removing like test data, like there is a test hard-coded data in there. So we remove those and missing information into the column. So we remove those data. And like we are doing on that, like also we have done the record counting. So we have to count our records based on the email domain. So we do that. Or also we have analysis on the email domain. So in the next slide, we will see like what scripting tool we have used. So like we have the use the most of our Linux scripting tools. So like cat, cut, short. So for our file concentration, column removal, sorting. Also we use a unique grep to remove our duplicate records and for the pattern. And also we use the printf or echo command for the like formatted output to make sure result clear. So those we will see on coming slides. So how we done it. Also we use count our line. So that's why we are fundamentally automating the entire data processing pipelining while we have some issues. So also, so now Taiwo will explain the further in the project.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Priyank. In terms of the data refinements, planning and transformation, we were able to remove data by using the cut command to remove credit card column. In terms of the data reorganization, we use the while if command to rearrange the columns. We also use the grep command to filter test data. And finally, we were able to use the while and if command to ensure all fields are present. Next slide. So with the result and analysis, give me 1 second. Our shell scripting automation project was successful. We were able to turn messy CSV data into valuable business insights. We were able to rearrange the data alphabetically too as well. Looking at the picture on the right side, you will see that the data is properly organized. They are in alphabetical order and there is nothing that is missing there. Some of the challenges that we identified while doing this project were multiple CSV files with redundancies, inconsistencies, and exposed sensitive data that needed processing. And then some of the solutions that we implemented, we created shell scripts using cast, cuts, sort, unique, grep, org tools. And in terms of the data refined, I'm not even there. We removed sensitive informations, eliminated duplicates, and filtered incomplete records. And finally, on the summary, you have to go back. I'm not done. Thank you. So on the summary aspects of it, we have the metric counts, and we have the record, which is over 20, which is 27, and the Gmail, which is 12, Yahoo, which is 8, and the Outlook, which is 7. Next slide. All right, these are the tools that we use to successfully complete our projects. We use AWS, we use Amazon EC2 instance, we use Ubuntu, we also use WhatsApp for communication. We also use the cloud shell for for Linux processing. So next slide, please. All right, so we were able to extract insights through valuable data analysis, and by cleaning. Okay, so we also improve quality by cleaning the data, and finally we were able to automate the task through efficient data processing. Thank you everyone for paying attention to our presentation. We really appreciate your time with us. If you have any question, we are open to answer your questions. Thank you.
Let's give a big round. So question is, like, when you were working, 3 of you, especially different timing, different maybe work style, how did you guys communicate and what worked for you?
We use WhatsApp to communicate effectively.
So Priyank, could you give the last slide?
Like,
What would you add? What would you change? What would you remove?
so let me take it. So yeah, so as you mentioned it before, right? So we would say we have Amazon S3 buckets, so we can put our files into S3 buckets, and from there we read our files, and from there we do automate. And we haven't done the cron job, so we do also do that. So as soon as we upload the file, so our process will we will continue and our automate the process. So pipeline will ETL job, it will do the ETL job.
Let's say someone say, you know what, this is supposed to be a daily job, and at the end of the day, the summary which you are saying should be emailed to your manager. What would you do? How you will send that summary in email every day?
So for that, I think so we have multiple ways, like also we can do from the Linux, or also we can use SNS from the Amazon. So like a summary of our process.
Got it. So first of all, thank you. Really good work. Just to give idea, there is a SMTP you can install, or you might have SMTP server, and Linux has a capability because Linux has a SMTP client, just like normally you have SSH client, you have FTP client. Linux have SMTP client. Using that client, you can send email. So you can use SMTP host as a Google host, just like you're logging to Google, you can send email. And you may want to try it out, and the end of the completion of your script, you can send an email. And that may be a hobby project, how to send email through Linux script, because most of the job that you write, normally job success or failure, you need to confirm or inform to the manager, hey, everything went well. Oh, there was error. Otherwise, it's technical aspect. Managers want summary. If summary I received, it means success. If summary I did not receive, I would like to know why. So that gives some error. The file was not there, file processing was having error. So SMTP host, you can configure and you can send it. Or, as you said, you can use SES, which is the AWS service, simple email services, and you can send it. Good job. Looks like everyone is doing great.
First of all, we create a directory for the project. We use the commands dir project, then cd project, and then pwd. Okay, so now we create the files, data 1, data 2, and data 3 using editor, and then we combine all together. You can see the data here, all the information. We got ID, day, email, credit card. Sorry, here is the part we aggregate the files. We use cat aggregated that CSV, and you can see the result. That's what we did. We go and we do the command and we show the results, as you can see in the board. Now here in this part, we gotta remove the credit card columns from the file. We did this command here. You can see over there. And then this is the result we got. There is no numbers. So everything is working fine. Now here we show the data records based on the email. You can see here, we use the command script, and we put the email and all these things right here, and you can see the result. This is what we get. So in every command, use the command, we execute it, and we show the result. We just keep it simple because for us, the most important thing is to see the command and see the result. So that's what we do.
Thank you, Ruben. So the next part, we came up with the removal of the duplicate records, which we inserted test emails, as you see on the data 1, data 2, data 3, which we inserted test email gmail.com. So what we tried is we tried this auth command, auth -f, and then it aggregated from the aggregated CSV, which we merged the file all together. And then we also mentioned that unique email by the email.csv, and that gave us the records, which is filtering out without the test email. And then it also gave the other command which we use is wc -l, and then the unique records, which is without from the email.csv. And then we find with this command called cat unique, and then by the email.csv. So that gave the entire count of the aggregated CSV, and then the unique records, and then by the email, and the total count is 51 total. And then following that, we also try to do the next question and rearrange the data like in form of the 3, 4, 2, 1, which was the question, but also we added the 5 right here, which is the header. I mean the numbers of the data. So as you can see, we also use the same R command, and then we printed out the 3, 4, 2, 1, and then we put the 5 at the last, and then we can see which is being rearranged. And at the final thing, which we also try to filter out the test emails, and which is the incomplete data or dummy data, so we had some test data on all the data 1, data 2, data 3. So what we had done is like the command removes the row from the test email itself, and then leaves us up. Without that command, it should supposed to be right here. So this is the command we used. So when we say test, when we use the test right here before $1, $2, $3, and then that filtered out the test emails, the entire row. So that's pretty much it. We came up with that. And also here we have listed out how many records of the existing files in total, where you can see using this command of wc -l, and then it came up right here, the count of the email. We filter out the Gmail, Yahoo, and Outlook, and then that gave us the entire list of separation of Yahoo and Gmail and Outlook. So this is the one which we have tried using grep. So Gmail and Yahoo and Outlook. So it gave us 8 Gmail and the 4 Yahoo and 3 Outlook. So the counting emails, we wanted to know how many emails were like when we randomly input all the data on total of 15. So this is where we came up with, and then showing in table, which is the tabular column. So we listed out first all the data right here, and then below that, we use this command called column and -L and -T and aggregated the name of the file which we used, and we came up with the entire tabular column right here. So that is pretty much which we came up all together. And pretty much, thank you.
Is this blurry I'm seeing, or you are?
No, it's
actually over there. It's
here. This one is clear here.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you. You use some software or something?
No.
It's a wide.
Yeah. So first of all, how's your experience working on this project?
We work hard on this.
To be honest, like while we are in the class, we remember the command. When I go home and I have to watch the video multiple times, and also I go in Google and find the commands for the entire thing. But some of the command didn't work, so we went back to the video again, and then this command is different, yours is different, and then the book will give a different command. So that's not the same. It's not going to work. So. And thank you, like Ruben and myself and everybody, we try to share.
So did this project give you ability to recollect your memory, go back and review some of the commands, and gave you opportunity to learn more?
Exactly. It did.
Because sometimes, as an instructor is what you call catch-22, you can see that when you give a project, most people don't show up because they think it's hard. But project is also a good learning opportunity, right? And unless you stretch that, you won't enjoy and you won't learn it, right? So if I give you extra 2 months, what would you add in this? What would you change in this?
We can do more magic on it.
Yeah. Find like more commands and try it out to see if we can get the same result in different ways. That's what I did, or maybe do it like differently in the beginning. I don't know. When you started and you finished, you see like something.
Absolutely.
That I'm hearing, I would say I could change some things in the beginning, but
very good.
I cannot do it right now. But I also want to mention that when I came here to this class, I didn't know anything. When I was doing this project, I was using PuTTY and the regular machine.
PuTTY.
Yeah, it was really nice that I could do like the low key and everything, and I was doing that by myself.
I just want Ali to listen to that. Ali, do you see your friend is saying this? Right, Ruben, you can say hi, he can see that.
Hi, indeed. How are you?
Yeah.
Also have, I don't know, when you asked the question for the first team, how do you automate this question? So we never thought of automated, specifically me, because I want to find out how to automate things. When this is manually, we have the data, we can manually type in all the data. But for automated, like we never found like the actual, the script to enter in and see how it automates. So maybe I can work on that if you give time.
Last week we did cron tab, right?
Same, right? Cron tab. The cron tab is the one, but I was trying to see if I can use that in this project. But for some reason I couldn't make it. But yeah, we can do it.
How many hours did you guys invest for that?
Or we like 8 hours maybe, because we used to connect like, let's say 1 hour and 2 hours. We used to work a little bit. The commands didn't work, so we gotta research and find more commands. And then he got a lot of classes, so he gotta connect with other people. So I was trying to find something. Then I was working and I was doing other things, and he was like also working in his own. But at the end of the day, we connected again like for 2 more hours. We was like trying to find out the other commands that didn't work. So it was like maybe yesterday we spent like 3 hours straight finishing the project, and it was like 8 hours.
Okay, so first off, I created the header, and this is just going to be used at the end for visual purposes. I created the 3 files outside of this. So it's not, I didn't echo it like I see a lot of people did it, which was cool. I didn't know that's how they did that. So I have cat data 1, data 2, data 3, and I merged that all into one file, data.csv. To remove it, I just used the alt command. So print 1, 2, 3, 4, and then all you have to do is leave out that 5th one and then send that into a new file. So you can see here data.csv to data0.csv. Right here, I sort by email address and then output it again to a new data file that you can see here, sort -t-k4. And then right here, I rearrange the columns and output it to a new data file again with the alt command. Print 3, pretty similar, you're just rearranging the columns. Right here, I remove the entries with ABC. That's how I sorted it. So just the sed command right here with ABC/D, that's delete, and again to a new data file. To sort by the columns and only showing unique entries, I use the sort one again, -u-t, to a new, again to new data.3.csv. To remove the blank data files, I use the sed command again as well here. And then I merge it into a final data.csv and output it. And so then I use the echo command, total number of records. And at the end, I was thinking about what to do. I just wanted to add a little bit of flair to it. So at the end, I put in a loop right here to search through the data. So, and let's see if it works. So, okay. And then let's run that command. Okay, so you can see here, it shows what data is left from all those 3 files. And total number of records are 5, total number of Yahoo emails are 1, total number of records emails are 4. And then, so if I want to search, it tells me, prompts me to enter a name of one of the files. So let's do John. And then it shows me right here, John.email. Do you want to search again? Let's do yes. And then let's try one more, Mike. And it gives me again. So.
Very good. Good job. Anthony, you want to take control?
Okay. Okay, no problem. All right. So here's this project was my project is very simple. I did everything very similar to what everybody did. Just like I tried to simplify mine. So first of all, since the main goal of this project is to pretty much automate this data manipulation, data cleaning, and this using shell script. I started off by creating a shell script. That, of course, immediately I did that. I just I added immediately I created a shell script. I just went in there, made a directory for it, came out of it, and just ran it just to have the whole script going on. Of course, so that's why obviously you see pretty much changing the permission to execute as well as specifically on the program before they're trying to do it. Taking work on it. So here, this is where I created a directory. And of course, I'm changing the present working directory from what it was to project file. This is project file. Then further by creating comment separated files, I noticed they were actually rather than using the type as class, also from previous classes I know since obviously it's called a separated file. I created three different data files. Of course, the first line is pretty much just to label what the column would be. Create data 1, then the next ones we just pretty much append it just to add it to that file. So after doing that, the next thing I did was simply use the set command because, like as mentioned, for each data file, I did add the heading. So I used the set command to simply delete the first line and add that YAML file
Mhm.
where to add it.
Very nice.
From that, I use the cat command to simply see how my data will come out. So pretty much I was just doing it bit by bit. Once that was done, I used the alt command because the next step for it in this project was pretty much to take out the credit card line. So I used the alt command to simply take out the credit card line and come out the data to display. Moving forward with that, the next thing was also to sort the data file alphabetically. So I used the sort command as well to sort, but specifically the fourth column to sort it. Because the fourth column is the email, and I know the name, first name, email. So that's how this one. My next step simply was to sort unique. Pretty much find the unique data in there and sort that uniquely. Just take out whatever that's duplicated. I use the sort command for that as well. And specifically target in the fourth column just to do this. After this, the next one was to pretty much reverse the order of how this columns came out. I used the alt command for this. I just simply repeat reversing what I did in some of the previous steps.
Very nice.
The last one was pretty much to take out string test. I used set again. Set was actually very useful and easy to use. As far as I just use set, find the word test, delete whatever data line it has. Lastly, was to count count the string, the strings for Yahoo, Gmail, all that stuff. I use the cat command, pipe, and grep to find those particular strings. Pretty much again, pipe to work to receive minus L to count. This is what I got at this point. Special shout outs, pretty much special command I like to shout out. So obviously using the BI editor, pipe, column WQ, which is city because you need that. The cat command, the other command is like this is pretty much the up arrow, so I don't keep on repeating this typing. So I just keep on sorting through layer because although I'm not showing a lot of my tries and errors, the clear command was helping me to pretty much clear out a lot of stuff so I can restart again. Obviously history and Control Z, sometimes my computer would pause, so I have to kind of exit that and exit the whole process and start this. Obviously, my reference is the Hotel Forum because I use that a lot, and ChatGPT sometimes because my command doesn't work, I'll paste it in and I tell me what's wrong with it.
Good. No, thank you. This is really helpful. I'm glad you try. And I hope you learn this exercise. It's all about learning. So I hope you enjoy this. Like honestly speaking, this class I added more content. Normally I don't do that, but because we have a bigger class, I added more content. So you not only learn Linux, but you will learn a lot of commands. My humble request is if you really like Linux, go for one extra mile and get certification. Because once you certify, you get easily. When you go in interview, people won't ask you about how many years of experience you have. They normally think about when you're going to start because very limited people have certification. Many people know command here and there. See how easily you are saying op command, set command. That's what you're very pro. If you don't know the what you call basic command,